of all the characters you could create in feudal Japan, perhaps Japanese people. Japanese people. Japanese people.
You know, he would have had a good point if the Japanese girl wasn't right there in front of our faces. We could all see her. Let's use our eyes, class. What is he talking about? Let's use our eyes. Some of y'all going to listen to this and act like this guy's spitting. He's not. Let's use our eyes for the third time. She's in our faces. She's been there the entire time. What is he talking about? So it's Saturday afternoon. I'm watching Solo Leveling like everybody else. The episode ends. I'm enjoying myself. I go on Twitter to watch people play Solo Leveling. I'm here for it too. I'm not gonna lie. I want to watch it too. But after I finish doing that, I hop on YouTube. And what is one of the first links I see? Assassin's Creed's in trouble. Scandal over gay black samurai scene. Ubisoft admits it's make or break. What? Okay, so I watched the video. And what do I find?
Japanese people.
Nonsense. Utter nonsense.
What is it? Oda Nobunaga, I believe, was the name of the individual who wanted to see a black man. Yeah, because I mean, this is 1500s. They had no idea. And apparently there had been a black man working with a Jesuit missionary. And so he said, bring this man to me. And then he was like, whoa, trained the guy to fight, said, bro, you're a samurai now. Gave him a sword and said, fight with me. That's pretty cool, actually. The issue for me is not a race thing. Kind of. It's, I am a little bit Japanese, and I'm a fan of the era, the architecture, the history, the honor culture, and all those things. I don't know, maybe if you're going to make a game from Japan, you give us Japanese characters to explore the history of Japanese characters, not people who came to Japan briefly, because Yasuke wasn't even there that long.
When people go down this rabbit hole of saying something like, I just want to play as a Japanese person in historical period of time experiencing Japanese culture, that's perfectly fine if you want that standard. However, you got to look at Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed has always added fictional story points within their games. Remember when you fought the Pope? I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. Remember when, I think it was Leonardo DiCaprio created the first flying machine? I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. So when you see people sit here and talk about, oh, I just want to experience this in this type of way, okay, that's fine if you want to experience that. But the problem is with this game, you can still do that because the Japanese girl is right there. So I don't know how people can sit here, have half of a vision, and like only see the black guy when there's clearly a Japanese person right there next to the black guy that you can play as well. I think they said there's only a few missions where you have to play as Yasuke. Even at that, if you look at the gameplay of Yasuke, the man looks kind of fun. I would enjoy super kicking people across the map. I haven't even gotten that far in the game myself. I'm still in the beginning because I got other stuff to do. This guy, I don't know. Tim's clearly not playing the game, and he's going to say even more stuff that makes no sense. Let us watch.
But the controversy now is twofold. The big controversy is that Ubisoft is saying if this game does not sell, they are effed. And with the latest videos that are starting to emerge about gay black samurai flings, oh man, yeah, it's looking like this game is going to not do so well. Look at this. Assassin's Creed Shadows confirms main characters can be played as gay. And what's really got people going is that it's not just that he's gay, but there's a non-binary Japanese man. Pink News, source of pro-LGBTQ take, says you can have hot gay samurai flings in Assassin's Creed Shadows. So not only are you playing as a black samurai in feudal Japan, he's gay too. This is why people call it woke, my friends, okay? That's the issue.
Again, Tim speaks on something that he has no idea what he's talking about, because if anybody at all was following the controversy or the attention that Assassin's Creed Shadow was getting, you knew they were calling this game woke the moment Yasuke was announced, because everybody was in an uproar hollering about he's not a real samurai. He only carried the swords. He was just a slave. This guy, what are we doing? Historical accuracy, historical accuracy, historical accuracy. What are we talking about? Again, I'm gonna just keep saying these things because Tim doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just going off of whatever he feels is right. This is one of those situations where people are entering a space and they don't know what they're talking about. I'm gonna have something for that later too. Watch. I think I'm gonna just add it in right now. I can't find a good spot to put it in, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna have to go find a crazy editing spot to put it in because still getting used to this. But remember when Tim was talking about how he's a little bit Japanese?
That's pretty cool, actually. The issue for me is not a race thing. Kind of. It's, I am a little bit Japanese, and I'm a fan of the era, the architecture, the history, the honor culture, and all those things. I don't know, maybe if you're going to make a game from Japan, you give us Japanese characters to explore the history of Japanese characters.
And he tried to use that as a position of authority to speak on a Japanese game. It's funny that he did that because what I have right here is a Mr. Hideaki Kamiya, and forgive me if I not get your name wrong, but this guy is a legendary game designer and game director now who worked on games like Beautiful Joe and Okami. If you like those games, and if you don't know those games, you definitely know these: Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, and Bayonetta. It's funny because he actually gave game. He actually, what did he say? I forgot. Let me pull this up right here. He said, I felt bad for the game being criticized so much, but I'm glad to see that the game is doing well and good reviews and sales. It's funny because Tim, who is part Japanese, a little Japanese, his words, not mine's, trying to criticize the game from position of being Japanese, but I have a Japanese game director who has more authority in this space, giving the game good praise. Now, I know there's people in this Twitter giving him feedback. However, I believe that if this guy is giving you good praise, a legendary game director, you're somewhere on the decent path. And like again, the game isn't doing that bad. 2 million copies has been sold already within the first like 48 hours, I think, something like that. So again, leading to the point that I'm making, Tim doesn't know what he's talking about in these spaces. He's just going off of what he feels is right. He doesn't know. Let's stop acting like this.
Ubisoft dev confirms high stakes for Assassin's Creed Shadows. If the game performs moderately, we're really in trouble. Moderately? You mean even if you do like middle of the road, you're in trouble? Oh, then you're done. Yo, I'd be surprised, and I could be wrong, so I'll take it if this game sells after this. I am your demo, okay, my friends? I am key demo. I am the money demo. I'm not trying to say it's just me. I'm saying you and I, the people who watch this show, we are the people likely to spend money on games like this. I won't buy this game.
Nobody cares though. I don't understand how you're going to sit here and act like I'm the key demo. You're not the demo. I don't think people want a demo that can't have nuance in their critical thinking. I don't think anybody wants an audience that will get upset at the slightest inconvenience to their worldview as an audience. I'm just saying, uh, how can you sit here and act like you're the majority of the gamer space, you're the average gamer, where you don't even understand the difference between an optional romance and a non-optional romance? Exio had non-optional romances. I believe he had a romance. I don't remember, but Yasuke and Naoe, because I believe they can romance the same people. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far, but the fact that you're upset about them having romances, it's always been a thing in games, period. I don't know why you're upset about this now. And on top of that, they have a canon mode where you can literally just play the game without having any type of choice or options at all. So there's an option for you to play the game going down the straight path the way the game designed. I can understand if you're upset if they have the canon mode and you're mad because there's a gay romance in the canon mode, but you're mad over an option. This is like him saying, Tim, this is like Tim who gives praise to Baldur's Gate all the entire time, but he never wants to talk about the gay bear sex scene that's in the game. Is he ever going to talk about that? Is he ever going to get mad about that? I say that's kind of worse. Bestiality is a thing, but nobody wants to talk about that. That was in Baldur's Gate. That's the reason why the game became so popular.
So here you go. In an admission that will come as little surprise to the larger player population, a member of the Assassin's Creed Shadows dev team has confirmed the upcoming franchise entry is shaping up to be a make or break moment for Ubisoft as a whole. Look, man, I'd be sad if they go under and they fail because of this, seriously, but I'm not going to buy your game. And it's not because I'm mad at guys who want to envision themselves as gay black samurais. That's totally fine. There's a really cool guy. He does like flips and stuff on the internet, and he's a black dude with a katana. And Yasuke is a real guy. Me, I'd much prefer to like play a Japanese dude who's like avenging his family or something. You know what I mean?
So, which one of us is going to tell Tim that's literally Naoe's story, the Japanese person in the game that you play? Her father gets killed, and she's trying to get revenge. That's literally what she's here for.
What they're doing now is layer upon layer with Assassin's Creed. Bro, I get it. Yasuke was real, but I feel like they're doing this to pander. They said, we want to make a character that can speak to American liberals, sell better. So what did they try to do? Instead of making a game where you're a Viking in Valhalla, they said, we want a Japanese character who's a woman, so women can play, but then we need a minority character, and it's like, okay, dude.
I had to watch this video a couple times, more than I care to actually mention, having to edit the clips and make sure I'm talking about the right points at the right time and stuff like that. And it's come more painfully clear that Tim doesn't know like what he's talking about. And I know I keep bringing it up, but it's like painfully obvious that he just don't know. Because how can he say like, hey, they're putting women in the game to pander to the women and liberals, but it's like previous Assassin's Creed games included women. Origins, Bayek's wife was a strong character in that game. She is very powerful and helped created the foundation, helped created the order itself. Then let's not talk about how Syndicate. I think Syndicate was the first game that included female protagonists with the twins. Both of them were pretty cool in that game. Then you also had Odyssey and Valhalla, and I think in those games you could play as either or of the characters. Like, it's your choice. So seeing like Tim's like, hey, they put a woman in the game to like pander to the female audience because they think that's going to bring in female gamers. It's like, no, that's not what they were doing. They've been doing this. It's been an option. Like, I don't know, but this is getting out of hand, and it's getting so sad. But I'm gonna just end the video here. If you've made it to this far, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for coming this far. Again, please watch some of my other videos. Have a good day.